Velma episodes 7 through 8. Again, I really have to reiterate when I start these reviews. I am not here to bitch and complain about the show. I am actually here to talk about the show constructively and not just tear shit down. So if you want to hear someone bitch and gripe about how awful the show is, you came to the wrong place. Because to be honest, I actually really enjoyed these episodes. I thought they were good. Man, it does not feel right saying that. And here's the reason why. It does not feel right saying that. I haven't hated any episodes, but I've definitely seen where people are coming from, and they're just not um, not liking this show. Now, obviously, I think the hate is overblown, and people are just automatically hating on it because it's a popular thing to hate. Also, other reasons, but you know, but it's like I get it. It's not the most well written show, but as a Scooby Doo fan, I was always gonna watch this show the whole way through and see how it is. And I got some amusement out of it, laughed at a couple jokes, but up until now, I hadn't really been able to say like an episode was good. At best, I was saying the show was okay. This episode 7, is actually a really good episode. And I think it's because it's when the show starts feeling like Scooby Doo without the Scooby Doo, I guess, because the Scooby Doo's not in the show. And but I really so basically, plot of episode 7 is spoilers, just in case anyone cared. Um, they're doing a fog fest, which is like the way the town. I don't know. It's just kind of like a fun festival. That's kind of like a whatever, like a carnival or whatever type thing. That's more horror inspired. See, that to me felt like Scooby Doo Mystery Incorporated. You know, like something that like the town hosting an event that they do. That felt like something that they would do in Mystery Incorporated. Expanding upon the people of this town somewhat. So that felt really neat. And seeing the characters' relationships just kind of converge. There are definitely aspects I don't like to this episode, though. I really hated Velma dressing up as a dude, and then she basically letting dude privilege go to her head. It's like I, I think I am really starting to see this the style of humor, and even I'm still laughing at some of the jokes. It's just like that's just too mean spirited to me. I'm just like, all right, you're bashing men too much a little bit. I don't think this show hates men or some shit. No, I don't think that. I just think that joke was like, come on. But then, seeing her and Daphne get closer finally, it's just sweet because when you get to the next episode, you get to why their relationship works. But then you also get the hijinks of Scooby Doo, the bit where they're running through the doors, and Fred's like, "This shouldn't be possible," right? And they're making like some weird joke about it. I thought that was funny, and then they revealed that it's just a stupid ride too. That was like a joke on top of a joke. Like that was the funniest joke this show's ever done. If someone just took that clip by itself, I think even people who hate this show would laugh at that joke. It's funny. Um, I don't know. I really enjoyed that. And then we get to the next episode where they kind of like parody Tarantino movies. I didn't like this one as much. I do appreciate that the characters are starting to bond more and actually become a team. Like Fred is the only character at this point I feel like I don't like because for a while there I was like laughing at his jokes, but I'm starting to watch it and go, look, Fred is just the punching bag for the writers, and it feels very weird because he doesn't actually serve a purpose in this show other than to be a misogynist rich white piece of shit. And I laughed at some of those jokes and I enjoyed it for a while, but now it's getting old and I'm just like, though him like flirting with the braids was kind of fucking funny as hell. I actually laughed at that shit. I thought that was fucking funny. But then you see, but yeah, it's like they get stuck under this rock. Gigi, Norville, Daphne and Velma, they all get stuck under the rock. And then we kind of get why Velma and Daphne kind of are the way they are and have their relationship the way it is. You know, Daphne has issues with her parents, and so she likes being wanted by Velma and things like that, and likes the person she is. You get why they're kind of a good couple, and then they work to be better. And I think that's one thing that I'm really liking about the show now is I'm starting to feel like, okay, this is a gang of friends that is learning to be better. The only one that doesn't feel like a friend in the show is Fred, and that's why he's my least favorite character at this point, is because like all these characters are now like becoming a team, becoming the Scooby Doo gang as we know it. You see that, and I do think for some people, the way this show was written in the first few episodes, it is very bothersome that they were written to be so unlikable. And honestly, in retrospect, I agree. The characters were so written to be so unlikable that I can understand someone quitting and not getting to this point. But as someone who got to this point in the show, I was able to look past that and enjoy the characters coming together finally and feel like a team. And then we see Velma and um and her mom reunite. We'll have to see where that goes next week. But yeah, I enjoyed these episodes, and it's what I wanted out of this show. And I think it's awesome to finally get that. Who knows? Who knows? Honestly, at this point, I have really high hopes for season 2, and I say that because this show is great at what it's doing so far in these 2 episodes. In the sense that there are definitely aspects that don't work, and I think if they died on the political humor a little bit and stuff like that, and just really focusing on the characters and the gags and stuff that actually feels like Scooby Doo, I think season 2 could be a really good season of this show. I think for some people though, they're just already turned off, which I get it. I just where my frustration for the response to the show, I think, comes from is just that the lack of responsibility on critics' parts who were reviewing the show based off only 2 episodes. A, B, the rampant disinformation about this show, where people were posting images about stuff that's not even in the show, and then just also the people who are hating on it because Velma's gay and black. Those normal like misogynist and racist and things like that. That's where my issue with the response to the show is, and I just think it's like I don't think you're obligated to give a show a chance, but I feel like if you're talking all this shit about it based off of just 2 episodes, it's like, well, I don't know what to tell you, but I really enjoyed these episodes. I'm excited to see the more of this show. Next week's the last 2 episodes of the season, so we'll have to wait and see. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.